Hello my fiery friends, the Infernoman here with the latest in budget deck technology. And for today's deck tech, I just want to say first off, happy Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate, and for those of you who don't, well, at least you get to enjoy a fun deck tech that's full of love. But in any case, let's go ahead and explain to you what we're trying to do today. So to be on flavor, a couple things. One, I actually love red decks. Two, I love aggressive decks. And also three, I love burn. So I figured, why not put them all together in one package? So what we're doing today is we're going to be going back and looking at a classic archetype Mono Red Cavalcade. But what has changed since then? Well, there's a couple of cards that we've gotten from the latest sets that I actually wanted to go over and put together in a deck, and I also threw it together for flavor reasons as well. Going over the budget right now and the stats for this deck, let's just take a look, and as you can see right here on screen, wow, this is probably the cheapest deck we've managed to put together that's actually pretty decent. As you can see on screen right now, only $26 on paper, and also you can play it in Pioneer, or you can just play this on Arena for 6 rares. So take advantage of that while you can. I don't know if we're going to be able to put a deck any cheaper than this that's actually pretty effective and functional. But otherwise, you can see from the stats, this is also a very low to the ground deck with an average of about 1.5, with 20 creatures, 4 instants, 4 sorceries, 9 artifacts, 13 enchantments, and 19 lands. Basically, the whole game plan is centered around Cavalcade of Calamity and Mechanized Warfare. Specifically these two cards. To start off with the Cavalcade, whenever a creature you control with a power of 1 or less attacks, Cavalcade of Calamity deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. And our new card from Brothers War, Mechanized Warfare. This 3-mana enchantment says, if a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 1 instead. So basically, once we get these enchantments out, our little 1/1s here will do a lot more damage to quickly close out the game. But again, you may be asking, why do this now? What else has changed? Well, we also got from Phyrexia All Will Be One, Gleeful Demolition. Gleeful Demolition is a 1-mana sorcery that destroys a target artifact. If we control that artifact, we create 3 1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens. So, as you kind of may have figured, we're going to try to get rid of one of our own artifacts after we do some damage to create a bunch of extra little goblins to do even more damage and overwhelm our opponent. Mechanized Warfare's ability also allows us to trigger off, as we mentioned, not just red, but artifact sources. So some of our creatures are just plain straight up artifact creatures that allow us to do some damage, or they make artifacts like, say, our Voldemort Epicure that makes a blood token, or in Goldhound's case, it's a little bit of everything. It's an artifact, it's a creature, and also we can use it to sacrifice for mana. But in any case, let's explain again, besides the other cards, what we're trying to do. So besides that Goldhound I just mentioned and the Ginger Brute, we also have Phoenix Chick, which is evasive because it has flying, and it can come back from the graveyard if we are attacking with 3 or more creatures, as long as we pay the 2 red mana. Scorch Spitter is a staple for Mono Red Cavalcade, so definitely we have to put it into the deck. And as I just mentioned, Voldemort Epicure brings in a blood token, but also it does 1 extra damage when it enters the battlefield. So with our 1-drops, all of them are pretty efficient on what they're trying to do, but ideally what we want to try to get is either we can use the blood token to make a bunch of extra tokens. If Ginger Brute has already done its damage, we can also then just sacrifice it after that damage to make a bunch of extra little tokens, and hopefully we'll be able to win there. Now, to provide some extra support with the deck, we will also put into the 2-drop slot Heartfire. This card allows us to basically sacrifice a creature and then deal 4 extra damage to any target. So after, say, we do that damage we just mentioned, we can then sacrifice one of our creatures. Hopefully, if we have Mechanized Warfare out, it can do as much as 5 damage or more if we stack up multiples of them, and close out the game if we just can't get through with our little critters. Flame of Kill is going to be here mostly just as a way to kind of refuel as it discards our hand. We're going to mostly dump our cards very quickly with this deck, so this allows us to put it down once we have our hand empty, then draw 2 cards. The third part of this saga will also allow us to do 2 extra damage added on with, say, like Mechanized Warfare, Cavalcade of Calamity, to just hopefully stack up and finish off our opponent very quickly. Only 1 copy in the deck because we don't want to have to discard all of our cards. Also, we have Bitter Reunion. It helps us discard any of our extra lands that we don't need, and also it allows us to refuel our hand by drawing 2 cards. But the other main reason this card is really sweet and better than, say, oh, I don't know, a Tormenting Voice, is as an enchantment, it sits on the battlefield when we actually need it. Then we could sacrifice it for 1 and then give all of our creatures haste. So imagine basically that, say, maybe you have your Goldhound, your Ginger Brute, maybe you made that blood token, and then you then destroy it with Gleeful Demolition, make those goblins. However, before you attack, then you could then trigger this, have it go off, and then have your little critters do even more damage faster, being able to close out the game in a no time. As far as your land base is concerned, we're also going to be utilizing a Castle Embreth, 12 mountains, 4 Ramanop ruins, Sokuzen Crucible Defiance, and a single copy of Darksteel Citadel. It may look a little strange to have that Darksteel Citadel in here, but again, sometimes you might want to be able to save one of your actual artifacts because that might be more helpful. So by having this Darksteel Citadel as an indestructible land is an easy target to just hit your Gleeful Demolition with, basically just giving us some free tokens. To be perfectly honest, before I go over the sideboard, I do want to mention this deck is mostly optimized for best of 1, but if you do want to consider it for best of 3, here's what I would recommend for you. You're basically going to try to swap out some of your other cards such as Flame of Kel, maybe your Heartfires, to do maybe some more damage to bigger creatures, because as you kind of notice, the biggest weakness of course to our deck is while we can stack up damage very quickly and go wide, all of our creatures are very, very weak. So, in order to deal with the bigger stuff out there, we will have copies of Chandra's Defeat versus red decks, Burning Hands versus green, Fry versus white or blue, and although we don't have anything specifically to hit black creatures, we also have Claim the Firstborn to move them out of the way and get them onto our field. Maybe you can then sacrifice it with Heartfire to do more damage. We have an End of Festivities for go wide. This again also will stack up with Mechanized Warfare, so it is a really cheap mass removal if we really need to in a pinch. Mutiny also can be very helpful and hilarious versus, say, oh, I don't know, those decks that take advantage of Phyrexian Obliterator. Renegade Tactics also can turn off certain creatures so that way they can't block, and also helps us draw a card. And then finally on the end here, the only other thing that stops us is life gain. So Tibalt Rakish Instigator will help us turn off their life gain and also can create some devil tokens, which can also trigger off with Cavalcade of Calamity and Mechanized Warfare. So whether or not you do celebrate this holiday, I would definitely want to say right now, have fun with this deck. This is actually not meant to be a truly competitive deck. This is mostly something casual, and it's honestly something I would recommend if you just want to say maybe get your dailies done. So with that, let's take advantage of this. We're just going to have fun today. We're not going to bother doing a ranked match. I just want to show you how you can enjoy a simple deck on a budget. But before we continue, if you do like any of the content that I do, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck decks, and so much more. Okay, everybody, so here we go. We're playing our little Burn in Love, aka a Cavalcade deck, on a budget, nice and casual today. Okay, so let's look ahead and look at our hand right now. We've got our Phoenix Chicks, not too bad, and alright, we got Gleeful Demolition. This is actually pretty sweet. So we're going to keep this hand and let's see if we can pull off of the win. Okay, so first off, Ramanop Ruins, Ginger Brute, go swinging, down to 19. Okay, so we got to be fast and quick with this deck. Okay, so we're gonna get toxic again. All right, so that's fine, but okay, sweet. Ooh, we got our Cavalcade already. This is nice. Okay, so let's do this. Mountain, Cavalcade of Calamity. Most likely our opponent is not gonna block here, so we could just be a lot more aggressive than they are. Okay, so also we have our 2 Phoenix Chicks, which can help us get some quick damage in. Scorch Spitter. If we can get to one of our Bitter Reunions, that actually would help us out here a lot. Alright, Skull Dweller swinging. We get poison. Alright, so, okay, this is going to be a race. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so, Phoenix Chick. Come down. We've got second Phoenix Chick. Mechanized Warfare is also pretty nice too, so we actually have exactly what we need. We just need another land. Taking away. Alright, opponent's down to 8. Thanks, get a bail. That's fine. So the only awkward part right now is we can't get our Gleeful Demolition off here, but that's actually okay. We still have what we need to get to victory. And oh dear, not this card again. All right, we'll have to find a way to get around this quick. And oh dear, oh man, our opponent is really going in on all that toxic stuff. That's fine. Wow, they actually have all of them. Okay, well, this is gonna get interesting. Okay, so let's see. We have Warfare down. Swinging. Down to 6, down to 4, 2-0. All right, as you saw right there, even though it looked a little scary for a second, we still pulled off the victory. So that's it, everybody. Quick and easy. Okay, everybody, so here we go. We are playing our little Burn in Love deck, aka Cavalcade, on a super duper budget, keeping it casual. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we got our Ginger Brute. That's not too bad. Gleeful Demolition, great. Gold Hound. All right, this is actually looking pretty good. Let's keep this. Alright, so game plan right now is, I guess we get down Ginger Brute, or actually we can get down Gold Hound first, so that means we can get down Mechanized Warfare pretty quickly. But either way, we got options. Alright, Ramanop Ruins, let us get Ginger Brute down. Go swinging. They're down to 19. Okay, so I think right now might be the best solution. If we can get a third land, I think we might get a little frisky here. We'll get Gleeful. Okay, they got a tap land. Okay, great. Ooh, we got the Cavalcade too. Oh man, what do we do? Okay, I think we will swing. We then put down Gleeful Demolition, sacrificing Gingerbrute, take 3 tokens, Gold Hound coming down. Alright, this is actually pretty good setup-wise. If our opponent here doesn't play a threat, okay, Vicious Farmhand. So I think we can be super aggro here and just get the Cavalcade of Calamity down. Alright, we got another Gleeful Demo. Ooh, I think here's how we do this. Alright, Cavalcade coming down. Go swinging with everything. Look at those triggers go off, everybody. This is why I love Cavalcade. Quick, dirty. Walk 1. That's actually fine. We're in a pretty good spot here. We can sack the Gold Hound if we need to, and then get Mechanized Warfare. And Kiri. Ooh, I haven't actually seen we're going to play this yet. I forgot what this does. Okay, they can draw this card. Alright. Attacks this combat. Okay, this is actually fine. This is actually okay. I'm okay with this. Mechanized Warfare also would help us out here a lot. Alright, so they get another Plains. That's actually okay. Token's gone. Okay, great. So we've got Mechanized Warfare. So with this, let's swing now. Just get aggro, because we just want to close this game out now. 5, 3, 1. There you go, everybody. Not too bad, right? This deck is pretty awesome. Yeah, I love this deck. Okay, everybody, so here we go. We are playing our awesome Cavalcade of Calamity, aka our little Burden Love deck for Valentine's Day. So we got with us today, actually, we have everything we need. We actually need one more land, and we can go off here pretty quick. So let's keep this and see if we can draw into that land. A little risky, I know, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. Okay, so Mountain down. Let's get Voldrin Epicure down. Ping for 1. Get a blood token. That land. Alright, it looks like it might be. So, with that, we're just going to have to start going aggro here as quick as possible. So, let's do Gingerbrute. Go swinging. We're down to 17. Again, we just need another land, and we can start going off here very quickly. Shock themselves. Omen of the Forge. Yep, it's that domain deck. I don't know how I feel about that deck. Okay. So, Mountain. Cavalcade. Go swinging. King. Down to 14, down to 13. Okay. Like as I was saying, I'm not a fan of this deck completely because it's really annoying to deal with, but we'll see if we can get a way around it. Their opponent can't afford to shock themselves too much because that means it's going to speed up the clock against them. Bitter Reunion. You know what? We'll play Bitter Reunion. We will throw away a Phoenix Chick. Draw 2. Okay, Mountain's fine. Gingerbrute. Omen of the Sea. Okay, opponent's trying to draw into some action. That's fine. We just need to outpace them. We do have now the Mechanized Warfare, which is excellent. Go swinging, do some pings. 12, 11, 10, 9. Alright, we're getting there. If nothing else, I do love how fast this deck runs. Leyline Binding. I hate this card so much with the whole domain thing. But that's fine, everybody. We can still get there. I believe in us. Mechanized Warfare is still pretty... Okay, we got a second one, too. That's sweet. Mechanized Warfare. Go swinging. Moment of the Sea again. That's fine. Opponent is getting close to the end here. They're running out of action. If we can get another land, actually, we'd be in a perfect spot right here. They're down to 5. A Voldrin Epicure and a Heartfire can finish them off here. So actually, we're right where we need to be. Okay, Fire's Invention. A little scary, but that's okay. Okay, perfect. We have got this one, everybody. This is it. Go swinging. And then let's finish him off with a Heartfire. Sack the Gingerbrute. Burn him out. There you go, everybody. So that's the Heartfire win right there. All right, so you saw... I'm feeling pretty good about this deck. Let's actually play a ranked match and see if maybe we can actually take this into ranked. Okay, everybody, so here we go. We are playing our little Burden Love deck. Let's look at now. We have our hand. We have first Gingerbrute still, Gold Hound, Bitter Reunion to do some drawing, and Mechanized Warfare. So we've got what we need. Let's keep this and see what happens. All right, tap land. Let's see. Ramanop Ruin, Gingerbrute. Go swinging. Down to 19. Okay, we got a Darksteel Citadel, so if we do get one of our other cards, This is actually a pretty good thing to be in right now. Gold Hound, okay. Let's put down a mountain. And actually, I think Bitter Reunion now needs to come down. Fatal Push, that's okay. Not a big deal. We discard... What do we discard? I think we discard the mountain. We already have enough lands. Another Bitter Reunion and a Cavalcade. Okay, so we're pretty set right here. We just need to start getting our creatures down, and then we can get to the win. Okay, another Ginger Brute's actually great here. Darksteel Citadel. Ginger Brute. Cavalcade. Oh, okay. Our opponent's got counter spells. Okay, well, this might be a little harder, but that's fine. We'll see if we can try to get there still. Okay, opponent's got nothing. So let's go ahead and put down Mechanized Warfare. Ping ourselves. Opponent. Oh dear. Okay. Well, this is going to be really annoying, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm still believing. Opponent's going to run out of cards eventually. Okay, our opponent's got all the removal. That's fine, everybody. We literally have all of our Gold Hounds now. So, Bitter Reunion. Please let this stick. Oh my goodness. Come on! Jeez. Okay, it's fine, everybody. Gold Hound coming down. Oh, we have plenty of mana, at least. Okay, they make a Shark, but our Gold Hound has Menace, so we can get around that. That's not an issue for us. Alright, we go swinging. Down to 20. Put down another Gold Hound. I think that should be it for us. I'm a little worried about Wrath, so I think I should hold back. Okay, opponent doesn't do anything. That's fine. Oh dear. Okay, that's fine. We're running out of steam here, everybody, but we still got this. I believe in us. Wandering Emperor. Well, the hits just keep on coming for our opponent. That's perfectly fine. Alright, they make a token.
Guards, to me.
So they can block one of our Gold Hounds. Take out the Shark. We lose one of our Gold Hounds. We just need right now some way of triggering off everything, and then we'd be fine. Memory Deluge. I am worried, though, because the way this deck runs is the longer the game takes, the harder it's going to be for us to get to victory. But we still are going to hang in there, everybody. Alright, another tap land. They make another token.
We must protect the people.
They go swinging. Lethal Demolition. Okay, well, this is not too shabby. Alright, so... attack our Darksteel Citadel, create a bunch of tokens. No attacks, and then we'll wait. So, we really just need one of our Cavalcades to go off. Where are they? Or at least our... I don't know. Can we get there, everybody? I think we still can. I believe in us. It's a fairy. It's fine. Keep fighting, everybody. I'm not gonna give up yet.
Keep up the pace.
Draw a card. Put a counter on one of their samurai. They go swinging. No blocks here. We really just need a Cavalcade. We really just need our Mechanized Warfare, and then we'd be fine. Let's come on up deck. Okay. Bitter Reunion. We discard. Draw two. Are you serious? Wow. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to pass here, everybody. This is not what I was looking for this deck, but we're gonna hang in there.
No time for a break.
Okay, our opponent right now is in a really good spot, and it is starting to be... We're losing more time here. Okay, Thoughtseize, they just see our Ramanop Ruins. They just hurt themselves for 2. Okay. More swings. We are running out of time here. Those Vigilance tokens are actually now hurting us a lot more than I thought. So, hopefully we can just try to draw into some action here. Unfortunately, though, our opponent does have all of their lands, so they have plenty of options. Heartfire doesn't really do much for us now. Okay, so we're gonna have to pass here. Sphinx's Revelation. Okay, this puts us in a really bad spot now. It's gonna be really hard for us to take down that 19 life. Draw a card. Our opponent has all the cards. Go swinging again. Okay, this time we're gonna have to start blocking here, so double block with a Gold Hound. Opponent. Alright, Void Rend. Take out a Samurai. Oh, geez. Okay, I think we've lost this one, everybody. That's fine. But I guess you can see right here, this is where the weakness of the deck comes into play. The longer our match goes, the harder it's going to be for us to get the victory. Okay, so we'll give this one more turn, and yeah, I think we're out. I mean, we can block everything with our last 3 little tokens, but okay, that doesn't really help us. Censor. Cycle. Ginger Brute. Another Censor. Put down the Ramanov Bruin. No attacks. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, everybody. Man, this really sucks. They countered all of our essential stuff, and then we just can't get there. Dang. Another token. Sorry, another counter on the token. Draw 4 cards.
Hurry.
Okay, this will be our last try, everybody. If we don't get anything from this, we're just going to concede. Big swing. Got to block with everything, unfortunately. Sack gain some life. 1 token down. Another token down. Meat Hook Massacre. Are you serious? Oh, jeez. Alright, well, that's it, everybody. Yeah. Boulder and Epicure. Put that down, but that's game, everybody. Alright. Well, alright. We take the hit. And we concede, everybody. We can't get past that. Well, if nothing else, as you can see right here, that's what the deck's weakness is. Man, maybe it was a mistake for us to go into a ranked, but that's okay, everybody. Hope you still enjoyed that. And there you have it, everybody. So that was our Little Burn in Love, aka the Calamity / Mechanized Warfare. I'll be honest, I don't really have a clever name for this. So we're just going to still stick to what I called it originally. But in any case, what do you guys think? Do you think this deck is actually pretty sweet? I actually think that's actually better than I thought. And despite the fact that it's actually extremely budget, I actually wouldn't really change that much. I think the deck is actually pretty optimal as is. But again, the deck is definitely far from perfect. You kind of saw in our last match, we got blown out pretty quickly from a control deck. When you're playing, say, against a control deck out there, you tend to get destroyed pretty quickly with an or just mono red. But in any case, I still would highly recommend playing this if you just want to get your wins in. If you're trying to play this in best of 3, it's a little trickier to try to attempt this in best of 3, but that's not to say you couldn't do it. Personally, though, I would say stick to best of 1 for this to get the most optimal benefits from it. As you saw, it's extremely fast to get its wins when it goes off. Now, if you're someone that's really interested in upgrading this and you just want to keep the core of the deck, here's actually what I would recommend for you. I'm going to replace some of our artifacts here with Bomat Courier. So instead of the Ginger Brute, Bomat Courier provides us the same thing as it, except we don't gain the life. However, we could then redraw into our hand if we sacrifice it and discard. So this way you can kind of refuel to ensure that we can still have action going on. Otherwise, your other option is we get rid of the Flame of Keld and a copy of Mechanized Warfare and add in 2 copies of Chandra Dress to Kill. This again helps us keep our biggest weakness of the deck, which is we need to keep drawing into some action and keep pinging our opponent, creating some mana, doing some damage to ensure that we can still keep casting stuff. Your land-based upgrades are just going to be 2 copies of Den of the Bugbear. Otherwise, aside from that, their sideboard, the first half of it's going to stay the same. We'll keep the Chandra's Defeats, the Burning Hands, and the Fries. The bottom half, however, will have a lot of upgrades. Grafdigger's Cage preventing those collected company decks from doing their thing, and also Graveyard Shenanigans will be prevented. Hope of Garapur, this is actually a spicy option that I like personally for this deck because, again, it still will trigger off its abilities with Cavalcade and Mechanized Warfare. It has flying. However, the one thing you could do is you could sack it when we need to and prevent our opponent from casting non-creature spells on the next turn, which is actually really helpful to protect our game plan against control decks. Rolling Vortex turns off life gain and also again does pinging. Pinging with Mechanized Warfare also will make this do 2 damage to our opponent, which is really helpful to close out the game faster. And again, to help us to ensure that we can keep drawing into action completely, Experimental Frenzy. Not too many people play this card anymore, but it's still pretty helpful when we just need to just get stuff out onto the field ASAP. However, no matter which version of the deck you want to play, whether you actually do want to go full on upgrades with this, or if you actually want to play this at kitchen table levels of budget, I would still say this deck is definitely a fun one to play. That's why we wanted to encourage that this is great for casual. You can even put this together on paper and still have a lot of fun with it. Either way, whether you do want to play this for the holiday or you just want to play this any other day, I would definitely say if you're a fan of super aggro strategies, if you do like playing a slightly different twist on burn, if you like something that's just casual with your friends that you can play with, give this deck a try, and I assure you, you will definitely not be disappointed. That's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later!